So first, I want to thank John, Seth, Media Post. I think we do most of your events now throughout the year, become an absolute staple in our marketing plans. So those of you that don't know who Locala is, we have local in the name. We typically sometimes get put into the local box, but we are not just local. We do so much more, but what we do best, we analyze insights, data, we have a ton of data, at the hyper-local level. Understand your best audiences, and then we activate across mobile, desktop, digital out-of-home, and connected TV. Then we have a standalone attribution product on the back end. We're working with a number of the outdoor companies here to measure their campaigns for foot traffic. Locala is 14 years old, founded in Paris, France. And I mention that because of the data that we have. It's all privacy compliant. We were built around GDPR in Europe. GDPR was born in France. So our global platform is all based off of that. So all of the laws that you see coming into the US, we are set up for it. So last year I was on stage, we unveiled our panel optimizer. What is the panel optimizer? It allows out-of-home to become a typical digital screen that you could optimize in real time to. So using all of our data, we understand the audiences, we understand where, and we understand when. So I want to thank Douglas for David's question. Chuck E. Cheese, how do you plan your digital out-of-home? So what we do, we have all of the digital out-of-home inventory uploaded into our planning tool, and then we input the audience, who you're trying to reach, into our Audience Explorer. Now that's based off of our location data and now online data. So we needed to bridge that gap. That is why we're up here today, because it's a little bit enhanced, and Michael will go through it. Brand affinities, that's our data, where people are going, what they're searching for, what they are visiting online. Census data, so we have all the demographic information. Then we also have media receptivity, so we understand which media by a local area brand should run, and then we activate this on a national or even global level. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Michael, where he is doing a live demo. This is our platform connected to the internet, and he's going to build and show you exactly what we do.
Thank you, Ed. So I'm Michael, happy to be there today. As Ed mentioned, our first version of the panel optimizer was really tied to the offline information. So earlier this year, we decided to conduct a big survey in partnership with eMarketer to really understand what is the consumer journey. There, the results are really clear. What we saw actually is that all the consumers are going to interact with the brand from an online and offline standpoint. We can all know that, but it's pretty complex. The schema of who is going where to do what is becoming more and more complex. This consumer journey is really fluid, and if you do have access only to a partial view, it's not even enough to really do your planning as you would like to do, reach the right person at the right time. Our key takeaway with this survey is not only to have online and offline and trying to be everywhere. Our point is that we want to have those two signals that are working together, so that way we can make some decisions and take some decisions. So what's really new in our new scoring? So first of all, we decided to onboard a new dataset, which is going to be an online dataset. As Ed mentioned, we have access to the people that are visiting the websites of the brands, identify who are those brands, how long do they spend on their websites, building some characteristics, signals, and also benchmark. We want to understand how engaged you are with a brand from an offline, because we see your foot traffic, or from an online standpoint. So we now have an access to the full view, not only the partial view, and we wanted to push that towards our score. So we are going to rank all the panels that have a high affinity to reach your audience, the one you want to target when you're doing your planning. And now, thanks to those two signals, what we have is a real ranking of the panel based on the true receptivity of your targets. So we're kind of moving from where is my footfall, who are they, to where is my audience most responsive, combining all those signals.
So as most of you all know, the consumer journey is very, very different now. People are searching for products online. Then they may go into a physical store, touch the product, buy a product, go home, and then purchase more products. So you have to encompass that entire journey, which is why we onboarded all of this online data.
And adding the signals, saying that we're going to combine them is great, but still you're adding more information, but also more complexity. How are you going to use this information, and how much time is it going to take in your day to really make something that is different and will really target your audience? So last year, we were really focused on, probably like everyone, large language model, having some kind of assistant, helping our team improve the productivity, reduce the time spent on low effort tasks, but it was only kind of an enabler for you. What you see on the screen, we're gonna help you digest this information and take decisions. With this new data set and this new mindset, we wanted something better, at least make sharper decisions. So we built a network of agents. So our feature is still in progress, but the part that is already pretty good and that we are already using is the audience component. What we want to do is really understand in one specific DMA, what should I do if I want to reach a specific audience? So the per-zone audience was still a pain point at Locala, and I think it's a pain point everywhere, because you don't want to make the wrong decision, and you don't want also to have too many information, because it's going to be a mess for you to take the right decisions. So this is why we built it. So in a few words, what's new in our feature, it's supercharging the who. Before that, before providing the feature I'm going to showcase in less than a minute now, you had to do it yourself. So you had to explore, thanks to the insights we have in the platform, understand what's the brand context in the specific area, what's the competitive landscape, and who you want to target yourself, and spend this time to do it. Now, we want to make sharper decisions, and especially we want it to be faster. You're going to prompt what you are trying to achieve, and the agents are going to combine together which attribute you should choose for your targeting. So I'm going to switch from the deck to the live demo. So this is Locala Planning, a proprietary platform that we built at Locala with several components. So the agents feature I'm going to showcase right now. But we also have the Audience Explorer, where we're going to build our audience and see how we can reach them, especially for DOOH. And the Insights component was what I was talking about. We are able to make some exploration to understand the dynamic in specific areas. So there, what I'm doing is I'm typing a prompt. So I prepared it for the conference, but actually you can type whatever you want as soon as you're trying to do a media plan and you want to have information about specific brands. So the first step of the tool is to identify the brand, identify the DMA, which is really important, and also identify what you want to do. So I chose West Elm and prepare something about furniture, but again, there is a lot of things that we can do. So what the tool is getting right now is the brand, the marketing category of this specific brand, the channels that I input myself, and also it's going to start to make some assumption of who you should target in Austin. If I do change the DMA, the recommendation is going to change because, again, it needs to be really tied to what's happening in this DMA based on your challenges. So the tool is going to build the recommendation. It will take a couple of minutes. So just to be mindful of the time of everyone, I'm going to jump to the typical answers it could provide. So you have a lot of components. I will not go through everything today, but what you see is mostly a specific recommendation here with the rationale of why we do recommend that you target design affinity and competitor brands in this specific DMA. So I went from do something to help me in Austin for my specific brand to this is your audience. I did the analysis for you of how you should combine it, and we jump in a specific view in our platform where I'm going to be able to leverage that information. As you can see there, the DMA has been decided by the tool based on my prompt. The tool decided to add one specific behavior audience based on the people on their, based on what people are doing online, there is one specific and dedicated to offline, and one that is the combination of both. And we also have access to the competitive landscape in this specific DMA, and this is why the tool decided to recommend those top 3 brands that you should target if you want to tackle the challenges you just exposed to it. So it's faster, and actually it's sharper, because you don't have yourself to do this heavy lifting of analysis all the signals and going there. And what's the next step for us when we are doing the recommendation? We go to our DOOH components. As Ed mentioned, we are going to select a couple of environments that we are able to activate and that are available in our platform. Everything is going to be displayed there in the map. Thanks to the heat map, I know where are the high affinity areas, so where I should do my targeting, which is the main goal of our scoring. And I'm just going to have to enable that scoring, and I will see the view exactly of my tool built for me the right combination of criteria to target my audience, maximize my in-target reach, and still having the value of, when you're done with that, you can extract the list of screens, which is going to be a curated list of screens that will match perfectly with your audience that you decided to build there.
So the first screen with the reddish colors, that's where the people live, and that's where the panels were. Once we turn on the scoring, we're using our mobility data to understand where they migrate throughout the day.
Exactly. We're moving from household information to passerby data and also online behavior. So we have way more things to showcase in the platform, but in 10 minutes, I would say it's the best part that we decided to showcase. If you want just to close it, Ed.
Yeah, so just a little bit of a case study here, and also to help you understand. So we worked with a leading QSR. We built 3 different targeting components, dynamic commerce areas. So Douglas asked David, are you using a 5-mile radius, whatever. The way we look at it, we understand the consumers that are going to physical stores. So where are those consumers coming from? So it may not be a radius, it may not be a perfect circle, square. We understand where people are actually coming from, and then going to those specific locations. So dynamic commerce areas, competitive conquesting, understanding the consumers that are going to your competitors. High value prospects, so that is based off of our taxonomy, our behavioral data. And then with this campaign, it was digital out of home coupled with mobile. You could see we had a footfall uplift of 53%. Almost 70,000 unique visitors going to this chain. A very low cost per visit, and then the conversion insights were exploded. So utilizing all of this data, optimizing towards the right screens at the right time, and then also targeting with mobile, drove a very, very successful campaign. Now, we have a number of different aspects to our planning tool. If anybody is interested in seeing the full scope of what we do, what Michael just went through is just a very small component. We have Justin Maggio, who is also here, and come seek out Michael or myself. But thank you very much.
Thank you.